This video is brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com, where you can find cool stuff in stock.
And we are back for the post-game wrap-up, and yeah, Mono Black Yorion, absolutely bringing it here on this particular show. I really like the way that the deck played, and I wouldn't make any changes for sure unless you have strong feelings about any of these cards and where they fit in the meta as it is right now. Shadow's Verdict is a card that I often wanted to run, eventually cut, but I played 4 mono white decks today. Maybe Shadow's Verdict is a way to make sure you have Extinction Event more often, but between Extinction Event and Ugin, you should cover mono white most of the time. Let's check out the MTG assistant stats, as I like to do after a nice run. Where are we at with Mono Black Yorion? 17-6, 6-2 on ladder. So a lot of that was from the play queue. So 75% win rate in high Mythic. You'll take that. You take that all day. Losses to a Mono Black Mirror where I made a big misplay, a very big misplay, by buying Yorion too early and getting it Agonizing Remorse. Not something I should have allowed to happen. Also, 1 loss to Mono White where I drew 0 Extinction Events and 0 Ugins. Ugh. But the rest of the meta came up against the Mono Black machine with Yorion, and it was not ready. So I think you guys will enjoy this deck. I think you should play it if you own a good amount of the cards. If you haven't crafted things like Ugin, I mean, then why not? It's a very good card. It'll be part of the meta for the foreseeable future. In fact, is Ugin the only Mythic? Yeah, actually, when it comes to budget in Magic the Gathering, this probably runs more uncommons and commons than any deck I've played in a long time. Like, there's a lot of uncommons in here. And you could run Eliminate instead of Murderous Rider if you haven't crafted that, but why haven't you? Yeah, definitely not the most expensive deck I've ever played. There's a lot more rares in the mana base, but you don't have to play the Pathways. You should if you want to play the Yorion, but I mean, getting the Pathways is a good idea anyway, and getting Crawling Barrens is a good idea. Yeah, this is actually as close to budgety as I get. You guys are going to make fun of me in comments, but some of you with a practical brain see what I mean. Anyway, enough about the deck. I just think you should play it, and it might actually be low-key super good. Twitch Prime. One of the ways to support the channel, which I very, very much appreciate, thank you everybody for supporting the channel, is to subscribe on Twitch for free, which you are allowed to do if you have an Amazon Prime account in your family. If you have an Amazon Prime account, then you have to link your Twitch to Amazon Prime. And in order to do that, you search for Prime Gaming or link Amazon account to Twitch. Just Google one of those things. You'll find many helpful guides, or even here on YouTube, you'll find helpful videos that will show you how to do it. Once you've done that, if you go to my channel, CovertGoBlue. Oh, hi.
It's me. It's CGB.
No, I'm me. I'm CGB. Okay, I can't pull off that bit. But anyway, if you go over to my Twitch channel, CovertGoBlue, twitch.tv/CovertGoBlue, and you hit, it says gift a sub for me because I can't subscribe to myself, but there will be a sub button. And if you click that and you scroll down and you link to your Amazon account to your Twitch, you should see a subscribe for free button. Hit that and it supports the channel. I get $2.50 whopping Bezos bucks. $2.50 worth of Bezos bucks, and it doesn't cost you anything. It's totally free for you. You get 1 Twitch Prime subscription per month. If you use it on me, I get paid. It supports the content. Honestly, it's a big reason I still do a Twitch channel. I still have a Twitch channel, is because so many of you, like literally hundreds of you, make the pilgrimage from YouTube to Twitch once a month to hit renew so that I get the Twitch Prime money. Thank you to all of you who do that, and this is your reminder. Now is the time of the month. I always remind people on the 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th. Now is the time to go renew that Twitch Prime. Go ahead, hit the sub button, hit subscribe for free. Thank you for the support. And thank you for watching this video. As always, I will see you cool kids in the next video. So from Emmy, the guard of the dojo, and me, CGB, goodbye. Well, look at these things. This looks like a fun hand against control or aggro, especially on the play. Might be too slow on the draw, but not on the play. And I get my favorite start, the Radiant Fountain. Rune Crab. Oh, hello. Hello, darkness, my old friend. Do we get the tome down? It might get countered in the future. But the egg gets us another card now. I'll take the card. What are you? Salundi Vision. Ooh, Cling to Dust. Aren't you glad right now that we have an extra 20 cards? Isn't it good to be a Yorion deck? Yes, yes it is. The lab. Let's have nightmares, shall we? One crab down. Blue-white? Blue-white mill? What you doing in there? Ho ho! That's a lot of, wow. They held up the didn't say please into the nightmare. I mean, I'm taking the didn't say please, I believe. The Maddening Cacophony, we can clean out our graveyard with Cling to keep them away from Into the Story. But this is a lot of card advantage. And we are probably the kind of matchup they want to face. A little bit of Dirtle, giving them a lot of time to do all the things they want to do. I wonder, does that mean I'm supposed to beat them to death as quickly as I can with Crawling Barons? You guys think they can beat a Crawling Barons? I'm going to play the Barons. If they mill me with the Cacophony, I'm going to clean the graveyard with Cling so that they can't Into the Story. If they do something else, like play Inscription, I'm going to charge the Barons, and we're just going to go to work. Scry 2, draw 2. Okay. Normally, I think against most decks I would play Tome there and just draw some cards. But against this deck, I'm just taking them to the Barons Pound Town again. Figure out how to stop it. Figure out how to stop it. Alright, they found a tutelage. That is what they want to play with the Into the Story. That puts us up to 6, and next turn they go up to 8. So do we want to slow them down from milling, or do we want to just try to beat them to death? The biggest problem I have with the Barons plan is we don't have all the support we need for it. We don't have a cheap removal spell. So I think we're going to end up Ugining our opponent. If we're going to end up Ugining them, we need to slow down a little bit here on the Barons plan. We need to find some Agonizing Remorse. Oh, there's a Heartless Act. That helps with the thing I was talking about earlier. Let's play a Tome. Try to draw Agonizing Remorse and another Elspeth's Nightmare so that we can definitely resolve the Ugin. Exile the tutelage. Could be fun. The opponent only needs one more land to go Cacophony and Into the Story at the same time. The good news about that is if they do that, they don't have counter magic open. But the bad news about that is it takes most of our deck away. Cling up to 7. Are they going to hit us with the Cacophony here? They could. They probably should. Revitalize. That's annoying. Life gain. That's cheating. Alright. Well, I'm not going to get to Ugin in time. I'm definitely going to get Into the Story next turn. But that should let Ugin resolve as long as I have the land for it. Okay. But what does Nightmare really get me? It gets me through a counterspell, potentially. And I have a land. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. No, this isn't it. This isn't it. Okay. We're going to need a land next turn for sure. The race is on. I think I'm going to get milled out with my 80 card deck. Maybe that turn I took off wasn't a good idea. Why does that still say 7? It shouldn't. I guess that's just the visual. Here we go. That's fun. Alright, we're going to need the land to Ugin these tutelages. The opponent will probably play another. They've seen enough cards. Well, I guess they're at 37. I mean, how many tutelages can you have in the top, like, 25 cards of your deck, right? The answer is always all of them. Okay, we hit the land. It honestly is all about, did they draw another win con? Did they draw another of their 4 of win con? I guess Crab is another annoying card, but I don't think it will get there on its own, and we can shoot it with the Ugin. Oh, they also have Maddening Cacophony. They could just go straight to the dome. Crabs, 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 crabs. Not a Fabled Passage. I wonder if they play it. They should, for sure, but I wonder if they do. Okay. I mean, they're saying go? They're going to sit on didn't say please here? And I guess they're trying to set up a one-shot kill, I believe.
My flames beyond redemption.
Yeah, playing around there. Didn't say please. Now let's see if they can kill me in this turn. Vanishing Light. Okay. You got the Ugin. Into the story again? I mean, that won't save you. That won't save you. I wonder how close they were. They only needed... I guess they needed 3 Maddening Cacophonies? Wow. Wow! I mean, the unsung hero? Yorion! For the extra 20 cards in the library. We get a rematch with the player who was on life gain, and we have Extinction Event, but we're on the draw this time, so it's a lot scarier. We keep. We do need another black source badly. Alright. We got the ultimate combo, Lithiform Blight and Bright Climb Pathway. The last game I played was an absolute, just pathetic excuse for a game of Magic where I misplayed so badly again and again. We got to make up for it here. So I'm going to set up the double black mana first in case we want to use Murderous Rider next turn. And we're going to get an idea of what we want this event to name. Looks like it's going to be even this time. If it's going to be even, we could play out the Murderous Rider instead of casting it. But I don't like that. I want both sides. The thing is, whatever I target with the Rider, the Alseid can protect. Unless I target Alseid itself, in which case it sacrifices. I don't pay 2 life, but I also don't get the Rider. I don't know. I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. Maybe I'll just say go and use the Heartless Act instead. That doesn't cost me life. Let's see what else they play, of course. Uh-oh. That's about to get bad. How do we manage this? How do we line up a good extinction event under these conditions? I guess I target the bounty and see if they sacrifice the dog. Let's see what they target. Targets itself. Okay. Yeah, like that. It hurts, but we set up our Murderous Rider for the future. Okay, they let it go. Which means we don't have to pay the 2 life, so I'm okay with that. They say go, okay. Their worst nightmare extinction event. On even this time, leaving them with just the doggy. Daxos, another savior. Okay. 27 life, so that's something to watch out for. We could Elspeth's Nightmare here. They sacrifice a dog. Let's play... Let's get the mana rolling here. We still have a decent amount of life. And there's a creature in the graveyard and a Cling in the hand for 3 more. Let's make them figure out how to attack through the Solemn. Okay, Skyclave, good. Now we can name Odd and it's really good. We get a 4/4 out of it. They snap that off too. Again. Yep, those doggies can't save you from an extinction level event. And now there's a 4/4 in your way. Let's see what you do about it. Giant Killer, perfect. Perfect answer. Alright, Cling to Dust, let's gain some life. And they probably run Luris, although we haven't seen it yet, so taking the creatures out of their graveyard, especially the bodyguard ones, is a good idea. Let's have nightmares, shall we? Linden, that's a good Heartless Act target. Okay. Right on time. They're going to try to finish it with a pair of 1/1s and a castle. Little awkward. We can buy Yorion and play Nightmare, or we can play Solemn. Then we can flicker the Nightmare next turn. See if they want to use the Savior or save it for something else. Giving them the option's a little silly. It's possible I should have just targeted the Savior. Okay, another bounty. Keep it coming. The battle continues. Graveyard down. Yorion! First one of the day. Thanks to the Lithoform Blight on the Radiant Fountain, the ultimate combo. Now that we've played our Yorion, we don't really need to put it back on the Lithoform Blight. We can attach it somewhere where it can be more useful, like this castle. Take away its abilities. Seems good. read the Lithoform Blight. Wait a minute, my castle does what now? Nothing. It does nothing, Jon Snow. Sad fifth land at that moment. Alright. Exile that, gain more life. I know it's about to get taken by the Nightmare, but this way, we get that sweet life gain and preserve cards in our graveyard. Alright. Tap the Yorion. Let's start with the egg, see what we draw. Nice. Down goes the killer. Robot takes over. Opponent plays on. But not for much longer, I predict. Ugin. Have you had enough?
Ghost fire.
My greatest creation. Boom! Vanishing light. Right off the top. Well, finish them quickly. This person's endured my Ugin beatdown a few times today. We'll try to end it. Wow, back-to-back banishing lights. Will not go quietly. Meanwhile, I have lands, but fortunately my lands do stuff. Down to 3. Pass priority. 3 straight removal spells off the top for the deck. But not enough to save it. The question is, will I draw black mana? Let's find out. For the entertainment. If only one of these was a golden egg. Looks like mono white again. It's kind of crazy. A lot of mono white lurking about today. This will be my 3rd mono white game in about 6-7 tries. Didn't think the mono white meta was the meta, but apparently I was wrong. Alright, this is all going to be about finding a swamp. Yep, we've got a speaker. Oh my goodness. Black mana located. Unfortunately, the Selfless Savior means that we can't take anything out here. So what should we do? When things die, they also gain life. So this is 1, 2, 3 life that I see. Another creature is 4. They need 5. You need 5. So I think we just set up for the event and hope that they don't get off the Angel. Blight our fountain. Man, people gotta read that one. That is a reader's card. Does what? It's all part of the fun. The Glacier comes down. Yeah, I was about to say Skymall would do it. Looks like their hand is that perfect. But now they have to sacrifice the dog. Will they do that to make an angel? I don't think they will. Most people feel really safe and secure with the dog. Will they sacrifice the dog to make an angel? They don't do it. Yeah. Yeah, sorcery speed, right? So, they don't do it. You're telling me there's a chance. They didn't sacrifice the dog for the life either. Alright, no +1/+1 counters on this Daxos, so we can shoot it down, and life will be fine. There's Lurie. Nothing in the graveyard, though. But I guess that demands that Heartless Act goes after Luris. I guess it goes after whatever the Sky Maul goes to, which should be the Daxos, but you never know what people will do. I'll take that. I will take a removal spell, thank you very much. Now, they played this card, which means we should do this at sorcery speed. Or at least the Luris should be. The Daxos we can shoot down in response to equipping Sky Maul, which can take their turn. That's good. But we want to kill the Daxos first because of the... We want to kill Daxos first and cut them off from 1 life gained. Alright, but I also really want them to use the Sky Maul. Okay, we'll do it like this. Less risky. Stick a fork in the Nightmare Cat. It's done. Land? It's a Luminous Broodmoth? Wow. Wow. What do we do about that? I guess I have the Labyrinth. See, we're going up to 6 lands. That would take most of my mana. I'm trying to decide whether or not I want to draw with this. Oh, get paid. All right. A swift end for you. Let's buy the Yorion. I could also put out the Rider so it could attack and gain the life back that way. I go down to 3 with that play. Yeah, I guess I like the battlefield presence more than the Yorion here. What is the matter with me? What's become of CGB? Alright. This is getting scary. Heartless Act, but it doesn't do it. There's a counter on this creature. By George. Up to 5. The problem with the lab is I'm still, like, I need another mana. So I think I take this opportunity to deploy some of these cards. While the opponent can't quite hit me to death yet. Get more lands on the field. I'll draw and gain the life since I need to gain the life anyway. We might draw a land, so let's do it now. Needed that. Okay, here comes Sky Maul. Here comes 5 damage. Down to 4. We go back up to 6 thanks to the mighty Murderous Rider. Down to 21. By the Yorion. Have you had enough pain? Whew! These mono white decks, man. If without Extinction Event, I would be wrecked. Tome. Is it mono red? I got the solution to mono red right here. 2 life. Yeah, baby. Yeah, that's right. Robber of the rich. This is mono red. They play mono red. So, if life is the most important thing, I should play the tome and use it to hit land drops and try to get it to 4 counters as quickly as I can. Use the nightmares and extinction events to keep from dying along the way. You have a Heartless Act. Would you like to cast it on your own Robber of the Rich? Oh, a Rimrock Knight. That makes more sense. I'll definitely take a swamp. This is too slow. It's a good bottom. That's what she said. Definitely need a land this turn. Watch the robber take it. Freaking robbers. Okay, golden egg. I wonder if they'll play it. Of course they will. They always play the card off the robber, right? Never mind. They shock my face. Then what? They shock my face. Cool. Cool. Alright, that's a bottom. Land, please. I'll take it. Draw. They're emptying their hand for the nightmare. That's why they did the shocks. And now it's down to Bonecrusher Giant. How do I deal with that frickin' giant? I could remorse it here. But then I end up taking a ton of damage. I guess I'm going to have to find another way. Even. Yeah, we can't take that damage. It's too risky. And we're just dead if they drew Embercleave. Man, do I hate Bonecrusher Giant, though. So much damage in a small package. Okay, we drew a way to solve it, but we go to 3. But the Maze Mine Tome gets us back up to healthy life totals. Okay, well, at least that is something I can tag with the nightmare. 3rd Robber of the Rich, huh? What you got? Extinction event, good. Let's see if the opponent is willing to target the Bonecrusher Giant with the Heartless Act. We kind of want that instead of them playing the Golden Egg. It keeps me from getting a 2/3 lifelinker, which is probably on their mind as a problem. But no, they're going to take the egg instead, which is probably smart. Plus they get the 2 damage from the rider. Draw a card. It's not a land. That is concerning. Let's hope it's an Embercleave, and I get it next turn with the Nightmare. Lifelinker checking in. It was an Embercleave, but they drew the land. What a cheater. What a hacker. No instant speed removal here. Let's start with the Blight. See what we draw. Okay, the blue source can play the Yorion, so I think we should buy the Yorion. Leaving 2 mana to do what? Can we field this? 1, 2, 3, and then buy Yorion? Yes, we can. Always looking for ways to use my mana. I mean, Fervent Champion's just the perfect draw here, right? Gain 3 life. You love to see it. So what did they hold? What would they hold? Another Embercleave? That's it, right? That or a land. I think 9 is safe enough to play a Yorion. And I don't think I play the Remorse. Aha, one of your mountains will now cost you. Honestly, giving them that when they have Robber of the Rich might be wrong, but it just lets them potentially play my adventure cards or use some of my cards, but now that I think about it, that's not really an issue. Alright, power up. I'm not pumping the Barons for the additional time, just in case they are holding Shock or Bone Crusher Giant, even though it's very unlikely that they are. Yeah, second Embercleave, baby. Die, Mono Red, die. It's beautiful. What could go wrong? We have to lead on the castle because we don't have a swamp. Otherwise, everything is great, and we're up against Golem. I used to have a good Golem impression. It's been a while.
My precious.
It depends. It like goes back and forth between the Lord of the Rings that you guys know and love and the cartoon that I knew and loved in my childhood. Mono Red. Should we Heartless Act their Robber, or should we play Maze Mind Tome, or should we get in their hand? Everything's a 2-drop too. Well, let's start digging up more removal. Putting away the eggs, putting away the Lithoform Blights. Whoa, you're not Mono Red, you're something else. Since I don't know what you are, I'm not going to scry. I'm not sure what I want. I'm confused. Could just buy Yorion. It's the most mana efficient play. Don't really know what's going on. Alright. I always get got by mana efficiency when it's available. You don't want to do it against black, that I learned. But against everything else. Alright. This matchup, what do I need? I need a lot of Ugin. I need a lot of things to go right. And I need a lot of cards no matter what, because they're going to try to outgrind me all the way. Ugin, Vivian, Lotus Cobra, Beanstalk Giant. Let's grab the Vivian, since I don't have an easy answer for it at this moment. Now let's hope that this is not the Genesis... It has to be the Genesis Ultimatum version with Lotus Cobra, right? It has to be. I was going to say, let's hope it's not the Genesis Ultimatum version but it definitely is. Definitely. Now, hopefully they play Cobra. We play Elspeth's Nightmare. We take their Ugin. Okay. No Lotus Cobra. They've got other plans. What a tilt. Okay, well, I want to get their Ugin the turn after this one, so we play this on a blue. Play that Yorion someday. We play Nightmare without a target. It's like they knew. We say go. Blue mana is Genesis Ultimatum mana. Oh, here comes the little Cobra. Here comes a Scoot Swarm. What? No land drop? Really? No land drop? Draw. Let me show you how it's done. Genesis Ultimatum and Ugin. Well, I'll take the ultimatum. Got lucky, guys. We got lucky. What can you say? Let's develop the mana. Let's destroy the swarm before that gets cooking. Man, that seventh land drop, it can be a toughie. I wonder if I should have responded that by using a cling on their graveyard. Probably doesn't matter. Alright, Tome, find me the goods. Golden Egg, not bad. Does mean we can cast Yorion next turn if we want to. Reset the Tome, get another land with the Solemn. Oh, and that's even better. Now we can draw another card off the egg. Do we destroy this when the opponent has a Beanstalk Giant coming? Also, I think we have to stay pretty aggressive. I'm going to cling. Let's get clingy in our own graveyard and see if we can draw another removal spell, something else good. That's pretty good. This way they, well, if they hit their land drop, make mana, and cast Ugin, we can kill it with the Rider. But, on the other hand, if they hit their land, like it might be a green or a red, it might make a mana for a Genesis Ultimatum, which could be in their hand. Let's go with the Heartless Act. Well, let's do one more cling. We might hit a Blood Chief's Thirst. I know, tough turn. There's actually a lot going on here, and the tiny decisions can matter big time. Because this is a tough matchup. There's the blue. Okay, and it's the Beanstalk Giant. Another Murderous Rider. Nice to see. But I'm not scared of the Beanstalk Giant getting through Solemn. So I think we Yorion here. Take this opportunity to get all this value. Oh, that's a draw. That is a good draw. What you got there? I know about one card. Oh, the other is Kazul's Fury? Ooh. I guess I'm not that scared of the Ugin, and I am a bit scared of Kazul's Fury. I can't believe I'm not taking Ugin, but I have two Murderous Riders. You know what? I can survive this, though. We'll take the Ugin.
I learned much today.
I also learned much today, bruh. I learned I almost took a Kazul's Fury over an Ugin, and then I remembered. Let's not be stupid. And this is Yorion getting to do the thing. Like, this is the little value explosion in the mid-game to get us ahead. The reason I put Yorion in the deck, aside from the novel, you know, the gimmick. Ooh, that's ice cold. Now, I'm gonna block, because trading this Yorion now for the life, I think, is well worth it. It did its thing. It did the only thing we needed it to do. This is for cards. Another egg. You know the opponent will Fury in response, so let's give them a chance to play another Giant, I think. Maybe they'll sequence badly. I don't know. Let's find out. No, they will not. But if they use the Fury here, they do not. They do not get to play the other Giant and keep pressure on me. And they only deal 7. Only 7, they said. Ha. Okay, it's another giant. Every turn could be a Genesis ultimatum. Alright, let's go to work, Barons. Lower that life total. No, I'm not pumping it for more right this second. I'm leaving up some life gain from the eggs. Just in case they hit Genesis Ultimatum with Terror of the Peaks. Interesting. Do you think they plan to block? Okay. If I throw this at you, are you going to block with the 1/1 and leave the 5/5 doing nothing? I doubt it. Let's see what happens. Okay, so it's just jump blockers. Cultivate. That is not Genesis Ultimatum. Alright, charge up the other one. We've got enough value. We'll get this set so that I can gain 4 life for free. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Alright. Let's ride. Make sure we do the mana right. 16 damage. And a swift end indeed. Stick a fork in the beast. This one's over. Hello, and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB, and today we continue the 12 Days of Yorion with another mono Yorion deck. And I really like this one. I like them all. They're Yorion. Okay, I don't like all my Yorion decks. I actually delete more Yorion decks than you know, but this is combining the power of the Bird Serpent, the legendary Bird Serpent, with the power of mono black control. And I think it's legitimately good. Let me try to explain why. First of all, the Yorion is the only blue or white spell in the whole deck, but it actually isn't very hard to cast. We have a few sneaky things going on. For one thing, black has 2 pathways, Bright Climb pathway and Clearwater pathway, and we can put those on black when we want to, and we can put them on blue or white if we still need to cast the Yorion. Second thing, we have 4 copies of Golden Egg and 4 copies of this sneaky card called Lithoform Blight, which when it enters the battlefield you draw a card. Enchanted land loses all land types and abilities and has tap to make colorless or tap to pay 1 life and add a mana of any color. And the Yorion can come in, flicker the Lithoform Blight to draw a card, but the Lithoform Blight can make the mana to play the Yorion. So one of my favorite kind of weird niche combinations here is that we can play Lithoform Blight on Radiant Fountain or on Field of Ruin, like one of these colorless lands, and then we flicker it later when we cast Yorion from the companion zone, and we flicker it over to the opponent's castle or their Field of Ruin or their Crawling Barrens, and it shuts them down. So it's actually really fun. The play patterns are pretty exciting. The deck is mostly a mono black control deck except for a few cards. I mean, everything else is very mono black control except for these things right here. So if you don't like Yorion and you want to run 60 card mono black, you could do a lot worse than this combination of cards. But the thing about Yorion that makes it awesome is that it's free. The cost is that you play a larger deck. In this case, I'm playing some extra lands that can be helpful, such as Radiant Fountain and a Labyrinth of Skophos, 4 copies of Crawling Barrens and 2 Field of Ruin, and I get to play cantrips, which, when they enter the battlefield, draw a card. Eggs, Golden Egg, Lithoform Blight, those help draw you to those cards as if you had a smaller deck anyway. And then we also have Cling to Dust, which is, of course, good against rogues. And the idea here is, if we're against an aggro deck, don't even worry about Yorion. Just play out your removal spells, try to maintain control of the board. But the problem with mono black is it gets into these weird mid-range places where we've removed all your stuff, we've gained a little value, maybe we played Ugin, but then the opponent kills the Ugin with a Bloodchief's Thirst that was sitting in their hand forever, or a Scorching Dragonfire, or a Hasty Questing Beast. And then we don't have much left. We just have a couple of removal spells if we're lucky, possibly nothing, staring against the opponent who's also top decking, and might top deck cards that kill us and cards that draw multiple cards, because those are all in green for some reason. But with this deck, we have a mid-game value engine that quickly reloads. So if you played out a Golden Egg or a Lithoform Blight and you get to 8 mana, you buy the Yorion, you play the Yorion, you blink the Egg, you blink the Blight, you draw a few extra cards, maybe you also blink Solemn, maybe you blink Elspeth's Nightmare if you're really doing well, you blink your Mazemind Tome to reset it for 3 more cards, and it puts you way ahead. And I actually think that having that built-in reload in the mid-game is really good for exactly this deck. So while normally I would tell you that adding Yorion to the deck really only helps in making it bigger against rogues and getting to play with an awesome card, I genuinely feel that this might be a better mono black deck than the other mono black Ugin decks that are around. I really think the Sky Nomad is what it needed, that it puts it over the top. And the other thing about that is mono black isn't a pillar of the metagame for sure or anything, but it is a very good deck that needed a little extra, and I think this is it. On the other hand, you compare this to Dimir Ugin, we don't have counter spells, but I think we have more utility in our lands, we have more hand disruption. I like it. That's what I'm going to say. Anyway, if you are now ready for the games, prepare yourself. We're taking it straight into top 300 Mythic rank, and let's dive in and let the nonsense begin. And a quick reminder for the Cool Kids Club, please, now is the time to renew Twitch Prime. Thank you. Good day.